Douglas first steps with amphitheater seating ascent from the entry to the cafeteria. Photography by Connie Joe. It was inevitable. Google, which we like to call the first stop for everything, would one day expand its presence in Los Angeles. When that time came, not just any venue would do. The company allied at the hangar built in 1943 to house Hughes Aircraft Company's Spruce Goose, a virtually all-birch behemoth meant for transporting troops and warfare materiel. The enormous flying boat made but a single-minute-long journey in 1947, as it turns out, with Howard Hughes himself at the helm. Intervening years saw the hangar host film sets for Independence Day and Titanic. For a period, UCLA's Department of Architecture and Urban Design operated an incubator there. Then it was a derelict warehouse. Despite being listed as significant in the California Register of Historical Resources, Google and ZGF architects had already worked together on 6 projects, but this would be the largest effort that either had ever undertaken in the realm of adaptive reuse. The outcome was unknown when we embarked on the project, Google project executive R.G. Cahoe says. But we knew we could do something amazing, a moonshot idea, as well as being the correct stewards for the building. For wayfinding at Google in Los Angeles, ZGF architects painted the polished concrete flooring. Photography by Connie Joe. It's certainly sui generis, rising to double peaks 73 feet high. Where the peaks descend to meet in the center is the spine, which is flanked by 2 bays. Historic status mandated keeping the spine and maintaining the integrity of the volume. Otherwise, ZGF principal Christy Paulson and partner James Willem had free rein to tame the beast, celebrating its grandeur and simultaneously creating human-scaled work and lounge spaces for Googlers. I'm fast at ideation, but this pushed me to the end, Paulson says. We modeled multiple iterations, so there would be no surprises. For some areas, we went into VR. The main move was clear from the start. Paulson and her team erected a building within a building with 3 levels that bring total square footage to over 450,000. It steps back from the perimeter and the spine to stand on its own yet interact with the existing architecture, she explains. As for that historic spine, all its Douglas fir paneling was removed, catalogued, and restored, then reinstalled on a rebuilt fireproof structure. The 1943 hangar's metal exterior was painted black. Photography by Connie Joe. Organizational strategy dedicates the new construction primarily to office areas. Micro-kitchens appear both here and inside the spine, the latter also housing the coffee bar and meeting rooms. Circulation between new and old sectors, crucial in a space this size, is anything but orthogonal. Bridges angle across, connecting the spine to the sides. Staircases weave through. And everything is daylit, thanks to new skylights. Cahoe cites a sense of discovery with the freedom to get lost. He's referring to unexpected encounters with small spaces that hark back to the heyday of flying. Willem, who took charge of furnishings, chose Arnie Jacobson's turquoise egg chairs and Eero Saarinen's white pedestal table, standout pieces associated with the golden age of aviation, for a glamorous lounge, anchored by a fabulous plaid carpet. Think Emilio Pucci's uniforms for Braniff Airlines. Meanwhile, a cloud installation dominates a micro-kitchen, and wallpaper gives one of the meeting rooms its sky theme. Other visual cues come from color coding. Each zone is designated by a subtle variation on the blue, red, yellow, and green from Google's logo. Willem was careful not to overbrand. Wayfinding devices, painted on the polished concrete floor, are quietly mandala-esque. Commissioned artwork entered the picture midway through the 3.5-year process, courtesy of Sean Madden of SP Design. He tapped a group of artists, most of them Angelenos, for original works in varying scales and mediums. Spanning 3 walls, a swirling, kinetic mural called Flight is a standout, no doubt, as is a black and white mural of vectors with 3 forced perspectives. Another composition derives from LA architecture and signage. Fiberglass forms dominate a micro-kitchen. Photography by Connie Joe. Moving from sight to smell. By the way, the aroma of coffee is pervasive, not just in the coffee bar and micro-kitchens but also emanating from the Y-staffed cafeteria. Called 320 Cafe, it's immediately visible from the entry, at the top of a wide staircase with bleacher seating. We leave you with 2 final words. Make that buzzwords. Biophilia figured into the equation with plants in strategic places, flourishing in the abundant daylight. Then there's Kavu, pilot speak for ceiling and visibility unlimited. Keep scrolling to view more images from this project. Greater than a passageway through the central spine displays an acrylic mural by Trav. Photography by Connie Jo. Patricia Urquiola. Laptop tables accompany the bleacher seating. Photography by Connie Jo. Bridges, 19 in total, connect the spine to new construction on either side. Photography by Connie Jo. Roof trusses, constructed with an early form of glue laminated timber, arch over a micro kitchen's custom banquette upholstered in 4 fabrics. Photography by Connie Jo. Human, aka Allison Tinati, spray painted a mural that wraps a corner in an office area. Photography by Connie Jo. Smaller adjacent buildings are also part of Google. Photography by Connie Jo. Project Team: Ted Hyman, Chris Conaway, Matthew Tribe, Hugh Fawn, Claus Best, Chalia Wu, Amir Hamed, Sasan Nourouzi, Ben Wynn, Anthony Tavlian, Buzz Paldarak, Gilad Elman, Jenny Apostol, Jerry Bryant, Jack Poulin, Annie Shali, Tony Gonzalez, Sharon Turek, Giovanni Sprefico, Jasung Park, Sandra Duvall, Kesha Shandiyevek, Brian McGuire, ZGF Architects, TLS Landscape Architecture, Landscaping Consultant.